What's up, everybody? Now, I know I'm gonna catch some flack for this one, but the Father's been putting it on my heart to speak about this subject, so here we go. Okay, I'm starting with the question here. When was the last time you gave your tithe to one of the levitical priests? I'm guessing you answered. The reason the tithe was such a thing in what we consider the Old Testament was the Levitical priesthood did not have a job. Their job was the temple and what that specific person had to do in the temple. They lived in the temple, so to speak. That was their job. They did not grow food. They did not work a regular job. That's why the tithe was needed. That and to keep up the house of Yahweh. Now, if your pastor has a job, he doesn't need the tithe. If your pastor is retired, he doesn't need your tithe. Unless the building where the congregation meets is open 24/7, where the pastor's in there with a bunch of the other people and they're always keeping up the building and, doing this and doing that, they don't need the tithe. It says in the New Testament, whatever the Spirit puts on your heart to give, not a tenth anymore. Whatever the Spirit puts on your heart to give. So any preacher that has a job, is retired from a job, or whatever, along that line, the tithe is null and void. The Levitical priesthood needed the food because they didn't grow their own food. They needed the money to keep up the building of the house of Yahweh. They did not have a job aside from being a pastor, being whatever the job they did in the temple. The temple was their job. Yes, getting closer to what we consider the New Testament, yes, there were multiple groups of them, but that was their job. Like, they didn't do any kind of work outside of whenever they went to the temple and did their thing. That was their job. That's why they were set apart from the rest of the tribes when it came to going into the promised land. They did not get a land. Read it in the Bible. it says that Levi, or Levi, however you pronounce his name, did not get part of the land, but they got cities in the land, and they got the temple. They got that. Where the temple was set, that's where they stayed. Or they were in a specific smaller city in somebody else's land. This is why they got the tithe. This is why they were given food. This is why they were... You understand me? Well, I hope this has been informative. If you like the content of this channel, like, share, and subscribe. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.